Hi everyone, welcome back to Leadership and Success Coaching. How are you all doing today? I am still working from home, so you can see I'm using a different part of my house for this video. And I'm also using a slightly different setup, got my headphones on. I'm just waiting for some new equipment to arrive, but I want to make sure that the sound is good for this video. So just trying something a bit different. So I know on this channel, there's a lot of you that are running businesses yourself, or if not, you're probably looking to become a business owner at some point. So in today's video, I want to talk about the concepts of running your own business, the ideas behind people running their own businesses. But also, I've been getting questions from people, over the last few years going, hey, Chee Wai, what made you decide that you want to run your own business? How was it like? And is it difficult? What are some of the challenges you face over the last 18 years running your own business? And I think there are a lot of people who may have a misunderstanding of what a business is like. And that's what I want to talk about today. As always, thank you all very much for supporting this channel. If you like what you're watching, remember to subscribe. You will not miss out on future video releases. It will also really help this channel grow. And of course, feel free to connect with me on social media. So without further ado, let's jump into the topic. So let's discuss this. Why do people want to run a business? Why would you, me, him, her? Why do we run businesses? And I think there could be a lot of different reasons. Different people have different reasons for wanting to do it. Let me share with you my own experience, or at least my example. Ever since when I was young, I've always wanted to run my own business. I've always been like, okay, when I grow up, I want to run my own business. I want to be a business owner. And if I were to really break it down, there were really only three simple reasons for me back in those days. Number one for me was very simple. I wanted to be rich. I've always thought that business owners were rich. They made a lot of money, and I wanted a lot of money. I wanted to be rich, to buy the things that I want to buy, to have the lifestyle I want to have. And number two was to have a lot of free time, to have all the freedom in the world, to travel around the world, to do the things I want to do, to not have to work. I had this dream and goal of retiring at the age of 30, 35. And number three was to just be cool. Right? Because rich people have a fancy and a cool lifestyle. I want to have big houses, nice cars, nice watches, lots of expensive, nice things, and just, really beautiful, fancy, extravagant lifestyle. So for me, at least in my teenage years, those were the promises that drove me to want to be a business owner, to have a lot of money, to have a lot of time, and to have a fancy and cool lifestyle. So with a lot of people that I've spoken to, and I asked them, what are your motivations for wanting to run a business? And I think a lot of them gave reasons that were more or less the same as the ones that I gave just now. So I don't know about you. What about you? What are your reasons? What are your motivations? Are they the same as mine? Let me know in the comment section below. So for the last 18 years of my entrepreneurship and business journey, I think I've learned a lot and I've understood a lot about these three promises that I had or I thought about a business when I was in my 20s. And I want to do this video to share this idea with you guys, because I think if you don't understand the ideas properly, or if you don't have the correct understanding of these three promises, you could be in for some serious shock. So what is it that I want to talk about in today's video? The idea is this. These three things that you want are actually only gonna come if you're prepared for the exact opposite. What do I mean by that? Now let me give you some examples. Let's talk about point number one, which is money. Like I said, I wanted to make money, I wanted to be rich, and yes, there are a lot of business owners out there that have been very successful, that's made a lot of money, and it's one of the reasons we're motivated, inspired to want to be a business owner. But here's what I've learned in the last 18 years. Over the last 18 years, I've not always had a fantastic year. It wasn't always that my business was making a lot of money and had a fantastic lifestyle. Especially in my early few years, it was definitely not like this. Was I struggling in the first few years? No, not always. I had a few good years here and there, but it was very inconsistent. I definitely had some years where I put in a lot of time, effort, I worked very, very hard. I thought I was gonna get the results that I was gonna get. I thought I was gonna make the money I was gonna make, but I didn't. I barely broke even, or I didn't make a lot of money that year. And there were definitely years where I absolutely went through hell. I struggled. I lost money, and it shook me with regards to the concept of, hey, I thought this was a one-way ticket to Disneyland. I thought that once I started running my own business, I was gonna be rich. I thought this was a permanent thing. Then I realized, hey, it doesn't work that way. I had to be prepared that some years were good, some years were bad, but that's just business. You know, you don't make money every year. Well, we hope to make money every year, but especially when you're starting out, it's not always the case. In your first few years, when you're still, establishing your business, when you're just starting out, when you're just gathering experience, you make mistakes. I think that's just the way it is. So if you're not prepared to go through that challenge, to go through that phase where you put in a lot of effort, time, energy, not making a lot of money or losing money, if you're not prepared to go through that, you won't come out at the end where you make a lot of good money. You see what I mean? The second point is freedom. Time. Freedom and time to travel around the world to do whatever I wanted to do. You know what? That's true. Today, I have the privilege and the opportunity to do that, but that's after 18 years of building my business. Now, of course, I started to have more time and more freedom, not just now, but a few years ago. But I gotta say, again, it was not the case from day one. I actually had to do the exact opposite. I had to be prepared to do the exact opposite for me to get what I have today. And that is to actually have a lot less time and a lot less freedom than everybody else. So in my first few years, maybe even my first 10 years of building my business, I was working longer hours, I was working weekends, public holidays, I was working all the time. I was building my business. So compared to a lot of my friends or my peers, I think I had a lot less time and a lot less freedom. You know what I mean? So once again, I think the concept is this. You have to be prepared for the exact opposite to get what you want. So I was prepared for that. I was prepared to actually have less time, less freedom. I couldn't do a lot of things that I wanted to do. I couldn't travel and spend the money and do the things I wanted to do in the first few years. In exchange for the next few years, in exchange for what's about to come and what's about to happen, and in exchange for what I have today. And the last point is about being cool, having a fancy lifestyle. Being a business owner is fancy and cool. You know, I've got friends who run businesses and they'll tell you it's not fancy. It looks or sounds fancy and cool and exciting, but it's really not. Now, I don't want to demotivate you by telling you, no, it's not cool. Well, there are definitely a lot of cool perks, and when your business gets to a certain level, yes, you get the fancy lifestyle, the houses, the cars, the lifestyle that you want. But before that, before you get to that place, for me, my first 10 years, it ain't cool. I had to get my hands dirty. I had to get out there and work. I still do today, but I really had to do a lot of the groundwork. I started out in sales. I went out and I did sales. I was selling for the best part of 3, 4, 5 years. I had to do what it takes to build my business. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not saying that running a business is not cool, but I'm just saying that before it becomes cool, you actually have to be not cool first. Before you get the fancy things, you have to actually be patient and be tolerant and have to accept the not cool things or life first, if that makes sense. I remember I bought my first car. It was a BMW 7 years after I started my business. Could I have afforded it before that? Yeah, I could. But it wasn't easy because I had a lot of friends who were working in the different industries, who were working in banks and all. They bought their cars way before me. And like I said, I wanted to look cool, but I looked at it and I go like, I'm running a business. I gotta be prudent. I gotta be careful. I gotta know how to spend my money. So I was patient and I only did it when I felt it was the right time to do so. So I wasn't cool for a long time. 7 years is a long time. Do you know what I mean? So look, what I wanted to share with y'all is just this. I've met so many people who had aspirations to want to run a business, and while they were trying and in their early stages of this entrepreneurship journey, and then they start to realize that, hey, you know what, I'm not making the kind of money I thought I was gonna make. Hey, you know what, my life is not really as cool as I wanted or thought it would be, and definitely having to sacrifice a lot more time that I thought I had to sacrifice. And I think they started to fizzle off. Maybe some of them gave up. A lot of them became very discouraged or disappointed. And I thought this video would be a good opportunity to share my journey with you guys out there to help you understand that's what we all had to go through. That's normal. And that the irony of the promised land, the irony of for you to get those things that the business promises, you actually have to be very prepared for the exact opposite. For you to make the money, for you to make crazy money, you have to be prepared to make no money. For you to have so much time to travel and do whatever you want to do, you actually have to be prepared for no time to do whatever you want to do. And for you to have that fancy lifestyle and luxurious, extravagant life that you want, you actually have to be prepared to go below your average Joe's lifestyle, to live way below your means, and to be living a life that maybe is even lower than what your peers could afford at that point in time. So like I said, I just want to put this video out there to help all of you manage your expectations a little bit. I hope that you won't have to go through a long period of not enough money, a long period of not enough time, a long period of not cool life. I certainly hope that you don't have to go through a long period of that. But like I said, you never know. It could be 3 years, 5 years, I don't know, it could be 10 years of building your business before you can actually reap the fruits of your labor. So that's all the time we have for today. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. As always, if you like this video, remember to smash the like button. Feel free to share this video with whoever you think is going to benefit from this video out there. And I will see you all next time. Take care.